The mission for Canada is to defend Latvia from any aggression by Russia, but the soldiers will mostly be working around their base. 300 kilometers away is the real front line between NATO and Russia, the international border, marked by a high metal fence with razor wire. We walk the line with Latvian Border Patrol guard Zintar Kunskis. If there's a Russian incursion, he says he'll be the first to know, but he adds the arrival of NATO troops has not led to any sign of change here. It is extremely unlikely that Canadian soldiers will ever get to see this border fence or get to see the international boundary markers, the Latvian one here and the Russian one there. NATO says the plan is to keep their soldiers far back from the border. Over the weekend, when the first group of Canadians arrived, their commander reiterated the mission's aim is to avoid antagonizing anyone, especially the Russians.
It's proportional, it's defensive, and it's going to preserve peace within the region.
In Latvia's border region around Velaka, people celebrate their history of fierce resistance to occupiers of the past. This swamp is where hundreds of partisans waged war for years against Nazis and then the Soviets who replaced them. There's now a factory nearby that makes combat gear for Latvia's military. Anita Nikoliava lives just 2 kilometers from that border fence, and she's happy Canada has arrived. Honestly, yes, it scares me, she says, of the prospect of a Russian takeover of her country. We're next to the border and we joke we can go to sleep in Latvia and wake up in Russia. Still, on our border visit, we found little immediate sense of alarm. The local mayor says Russia's takeover of Crimea is obviously worrying, but he believes it's unlikely to be repeated in Latvia, not with the NATO troops here. Russia once dominated Latvia, but in the 25 years since independence, those closest to the border told us they're now used to living next to their giant neighbor, and NATO's arrival will simply give them an added measure of comfort. Chris Brown, CBC News in Velaka, Latvia.